Years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, fellas, it's January. You're setting goals, you're hitting the gym, but have you checked what's going on inside the engine? At Advanced Medical Imaging, the Wellness Within program makes it easy. They have different levels of preventive scans so you can choose exactly what fits your health goals, from quick baseline checks to full body insights. It's simple, it's smart, and it's all about keeping you in top form before problems ever sneak up. And the best part, you don't need a doctor's order. Just call AMI to schedule and make this the year you put your health on the schedule.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, and they've built neighborhoods in and around Lincoln for over 25 years.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of January, because get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying, let's sit around the table, let's drop some plans, let's put numbers together, let's get a budget put together. And let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Führer's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Welcome into Be a Beacon with Lighthouse on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Bill Mitchner.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Got another episode here tonight, and I'm looking forward to my guest. Kind of a last-minute edition. I appreciate you saying yes. Sean, welcome.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate the invite.
Of course. We got some things to talk about tonight.
For sure.
And so I had to look up and see exactly what your position was.
Wow. What is it? I'm
see.
dying to know.
Let's see. So I have, oh, that's not the right one. Huh. I must not have brought it. Isn't it like director of like community involvement or something like that?
That's pretty close. It's director of public and private partnerships.
Public and private partnerships.
When you work for a guy, Brad Moline, our president and founder of Ally Communications, likes creative titles. He actually calls me his utility player, which fits more generally into what I do and the various things that background-wise that I touch on a day-to-day basis. So
sure. So, and we're going to get into a lot of that because you have quite a background in different areas that you've worked and things that you've done. But what we really need to talk about is more than 3 decades ago.
Yeah.
Kind of where we started, where I first met you.
Yep.
How that went. Because most people aren't going to know that you actually had a little stint as a volunteer and a staff member at Lighthouse.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking about it on the way downtown tonight. It's pretty crazy that it's 30 plus years, and both of us were probably in different mindsets at the time. 30 years ago, I know you were, but I was too. So
30 years ago is when I started my career at Lighthouse, actually.
Right.
So I'm celebrating my 30th anniversary.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Wild.
Yeah, congrats.
So how old are you?
I turned the big 60 in October.
Oh, see, you're still young.
Yeah.
You're still young. You're younger than Schmitty.
Yeah, thank God. And, Schmitty and Pete, I'm younger than both of them. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Pete's a little bit older than and Smitty's 62, no, 63
Yep.
now. And I think Pete's 69 or is going to be turning 69.
Sounds about right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what in the world brought you to Lighthouse?
Oh gosh. Well, to be honest, it was Pete. I've known Pete and the Allman family for forever. And through, Paramount Linen service days and my parents knew their parents and how Lincoln works. And so when Pete and Maureen started Lighthouse, I'm like, what a fantastic opportunity and idea. Talked to Pete about it. And I said, I'd love to come down and help out. And he goes, that's real easy to do. Just come down and help out. And
the easy days.
Right. And that's back the OG Lighthouse right there across the street from where you are now.
Well, that's second OG.
Is it?
OG was on 17th and G.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was
for 1 year.
Yeah, I didn't do that year. So
that's when I started as a youth. Yeah.
But and met some great kids. Bill Mishner for one. Your brother-in-law David DeLange for another one, and
Michelle.
And now look, you fast forward 30 years and you're running the place. And Michelle's running the place.
Yeah. She's been there 13 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We have some longevity at Lighthouse, which is an amazing testament to what we do and the people that choose to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what made you, kind of, because you were, I don't know how long you were there, probably 2-3 years?
Yeah. About probably 3 years.
So then what was your next step after that?
Oh,
what
gosh.
were you doing?
Trying to figure out a career path. And that's probably about the time I went back out to Colin Electric Motor Service, where I stayed for a number of years, and then met Pam, who I ended up marrying in 97. So that would have been about the time I left to do my own family thing as well.
Yeah, 97. That's amazing. Because let's see, when did I got married in 98?
Did you really?
So a year later. Yeah. Started at Lighthouse in 96, got married in 98.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, which is why we have, boys about the same age as well. So,
well, we have a boy exactly the same age.
Yeah.
Same birthday.
Same
exactly.
birthday. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty amazing.
Yep.
Got to give a shout out to Peyton and Ash.
Absolutely.
On that. So
yeah,
they're twins, brothers from another mother.
Right. Something like that.
Segregated twins. I don't know what to call them. And they played lots of sports together over the years too.
Yeah.
And,
Went to school together, played sports together.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we've been friends for a long time, bumped into each other all over the place. There have been years where we didn't see each other, and then all of a sudden, poof,
yep,
we're at a basketball game. There you are, which is kind of what happened this year again.
Right.
And so, my whole job is to try to figure out, how do I get you sucked back into Lighthouse in some way, And so I'm like, hey, this is perfect way is get you on the radio, and we'll get a commitment on air so people can hear it, and
we'll clip it and I'll send it to you.
I appreciate it.
Nice. Can't back out now, right?
He'll tag me,
Commitment has a different word these days in sports, but in our personal lives,
that's true.
My word's still my word, so I think you're good.
I appreciate that.
If we get there,
and again, we're on
right.
air, so
yeah,
we get to hear that in real time, and he's going to clip it for me. So
there you go.
Yeah, this isn't the portal. We're not talking about the portal.
No.
Or let's be honest, the portal even goes to coaches, and it's just a different time in sports, and it's amazing to me to see this happening in front of my eyes when coaches especially are seen as the footprint to give these young people an opportunity to have somebody to look up to guide them. And it's becoming an interesting way to do it. And it is what it is where we're at in the sports, but it's interesting to me because how can you build a deep relationship if you're hopping around?
I totally agree. And I think to your point on the coach's side, it's hard for me as a fan to take people at their word. You see these opening, the first day that a coach comes and they're wearing the colors and the backdrops there and big crowds. and you want to believe they're going to be there forever.
Yeah.
And 3 years later, they're gone.
Saying all the right things.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. And again, you gotta go to opportunities. You got to do what's right, for your family. All those things play into it. But when I think about how coaching relates to what we do at Lighthouse and how it relates to being an adult figure and just trying to build people up, I try to think about how successful would we be if we had that much turnover and not having consistent adults in their lives that believe in them as they start building relationships, because again, coaches are building relationships with these student athletes.
Right.
And a lot of times they're a long way away from home. Some of them get homesick. And, I hate to bring up the glory days, but back in the 90s, that was a real thing. Why would you go to Nebraska?
Right.
It's cold there. I'm going to hate being away from home. You don't have the technology you do now. Yet our staff did a great job of building those relationships, both with the kids and the families, to keep people here, to keep the coaching staff here, to keep them happy and with the eye on the prize.
Yeah.
And I think those days are over for the most part, because coaching's like changing clothes. It's like, well, I'm just going to go over here. Could be a better opportunity, and chasing the national championship or, all those things I get to a certain degree. But what legacy realistically is a coach really going to make?
Right.
Not everybody is going to be a Saban or an Osborne or any of those coaches that really made a lasting impression also with national championships.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's the other kind of, to flip that around. That's what we're seeing, I think, with Coach Hoiberg now on the basketball program, is that stability that you're building and that brand that he brings to the team, and look at the benefits that it's generating now.
Everybody's in shock,
right.
and people still don't believe. We continue to be underdogs.
Exactly.
And it's like, now you're going to have to start seeing what you're seeing and start saying, you know what, these guys are pretty legit.
Yep.
You can't look at it any other way. And it's because it's a team mentality. You don't have a superstar that has to go out and shoot 30, 40 points a night to make this team good.
Right.
Somebody goes down, which is a perfect example against Oregon. Mass didn't do very well, but the whole team stepped up. And had Prager went off for what, 24? 25?
I don't know if he got that many. I'd have to go back and look, but he might have. I mean, he was nuclear towards the end there. 4 for 7 from 3, I know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got up to that mid-20 area. I'm going to kind of peek and
there
see.
You go. That's why you have those tools.
Yeah.
See if I can beat you to it.
See, you were
Prager? He did. He finished with 23 points.
Yeah,
nice.
23, and Sanford had 28. So it just goes to show that when you have a team that has that mentality that is going to hustle and just work through it, man.
That hungry, humble, smart piece. And I think Fred personifies that, right? I mean, he's not the guy that gets super excited on the sidelines, but it's that driven, consistent approach to what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, and look at the figure of that. You had Lawrence leave and come back.
Yeah, right.
And I mean,
so you don't burn bridges.
Yeah,
you see some of these guys hit the portal.
Yep.
I mean, they got to do what they got to do as well. However, when somebody leaves, and sometimes they leave and think it's going to be a nicer spot, the grass is greener over here.
Right.
Then they're like, oh, I had it pretty good.
Yeah.
I know we might not have been winning. We had a couple close, whatever it was looking like, but the pieces are there. And how many people gave up on Hoiberg?
Oh, a bunch.
I mean, most people were yelling at their screen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until last year in the tournament that it just seemed to click.
Yep.
Like things
It was kind of 2 years ago. We make March Madness, and then last year the college basketball crown. But I mean, 2 years ago, that was kind of the year where I know a lot of people were on their toes about, do you keep Hoiberg or not?
No, I know, but I'm saying I think that the switch really was the crown.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's when it was like, whoa, these guys are actually, they have talent.
They haven't lost since then, so I'd say you're right.
But I think that's when people took notice, and then they stopped talking so much about, is Hoiberg the right person here? And, we've never been a basketball program. However, if you build it and build it the right way, it takes time.
Right.
People keep screaming that in our football program. A little different. Basketball, smaller teams.
Right.
You have a little more control over players and stuff like that. Football's a different beast. And with the NIL and the portal and the profit sharing and on and on and on, things are wacky.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to be a coach now.
Oh gosh, no.
Not in college, just
No.
because it's so different. And I don't know how you do it, because it doesn't seem relationships matter as much as the dollars now.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to be that.
I certainly agree. And I think, you're seeing that with some interviews that I saw with Sam Hoiberg on why he doesn't want to go into coaching, because he sees the impact that it has on his dad and others in the sport. It's hard.
It is really a tough place to be. And that's why I like the coaching we do.
Right.
Because we get a little bit different. It's more of the life coaching, and we get to have different aspects of it, and we don't have to worry about the portal.
Yep.
And I mean, that's a big one. I mean, that's a problem. So I mean, I can talk a little bit about Lighthouse and sports and all kinds of stuff, especially Husker
I think it all
sports.
falls in though. Those relationships are so crucial. I think that's why Fred Hoiberg has success. Because I'll tell you right now, we're not paying nearly as much as Michigan is for our guys. And you see it with Mark Manning and that wrestling program.
Oh, for sure.
We're not paying close to what Penn State or likely what Iowa is. But,
right.
Rich has talked about it on here before through the relationships that kept him here. He could have left, got way more money.
Absolutely.
But he came back and he won a national championship.
Well, and there's one football player, and there's a lot, but there's one that really stands out to me here at Nebraska that could have left. Would have probably had better opportunity somewhere else, more money, those type of things. But he stayed the course just to chip in where he could. Who would that be? Heinrich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Harvard. Thought you might go Juergens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Heinrich is the epitome. I mean,
toughed it out.
Goodness gracious.
Did everything we asked.
You got him switch positions,
Yeah.
which he has no business trying to learn a position like that.
Right.
Blocking. And there's so many components to that to be really good. But he still did it, to grind it out, do what you got to do to be a part of this team.
And did well.
I love it.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I like to see, those shining spots of in the world that we live in right now. We do have those shining spots that need to be spotlighted a little bit harder, a little bit better, to make for sure that we're not losing complete context when it comes to football or any sports with all of this nonsense, in my opinion, that's going on. Should have been a cap, should have been figured out before. Can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Well, that's what happens when you lose by lawsuit. That's good luck making a plan for that.
Well, it's too late.
Yeah,
Put the genie back in the bottle. You got to do that up front and then introduce something. But what do I know? I just run a nonprofit organization. I'm not smart enough to figure something like that out.
Pretty successful, Bill.
Well, I don't know, but I do love what I do, and I love the young people that we serve. And I've been very proud of the components that we put into place, the programs, the partnerships. There are a lot of things going on, a lot of good things happening for the young people, and giving them just better opportunities for them to succeed no matter what their pathway might be.
Well, there's just so many challenges that our youth have today. And, you talked about what does Lighthouse bring that maybe, that they're not getting someplace else. And to me, it's stability is a big part of that.
Yeah.
You talked about the tenure of your staff that's been there so long, but it's just simply they have a place to go every single day.
Yep.
And that's a big part of what they're missing at home.
Right.
And that's the creation that that Pete Maureen had years ago that's carried on.
Absolutely.
And has grown immensely. We were talking, before the show on the staff size. It's impressive.
Yeah.
And the facility is amazing, and your brand in our community is incredible as well. And that's hard to do too.
Yeah. But our brand is also our kids and the product that we show. We were talking about our product and our swag and stuff that everybody watches or uses. And he'll even see people walk by outside of the studio here wearing it. And if you go into any high school or middle school, you're going to see kids wearing it. And my staff wear it. It's almost a badge of honor for people to be wearing it. That's a far cry from when I was going, where people were thinking that, a lot of negative things were happening at Lighthouse, and that was a place for all thugs and, those type of things. And it's fun to see it turn a corner for people to be a part of it and really realize that our young people do things outside of the norm when they're bored, when they don't have something to connect to and their homes are broken, and what do you want them to do?
Right.
I mean, I was one of those kids. I was out running the streets and causing problems, and it wasn't until I went to Lighthouse to figure things out.
Yeah. It's a fantastic opportunity that's been created and continues to be built on.
So if you were to think back to when you were at Lighthouse and when you were volunteering there, what would be one core value that you think you took away from there to your life as you proceeded away from Lighthouse?
I'll tell you a real quick story that my sister was visiting in town. She lives in San Diego, and I was volunteering that night. So she stopped by. I said, you got to come see Lighthouse. And sitting out on the front steps with your now brother-in-law, Dave DeLange, and just having a great chat with Dave about what he's doing. And he looks at my sister and he's talking about me, and he goes, is he always wound that tight? And so it was kind of one of those reflective moments.
And then her answer was,
yes. Yeah, you're seeing him like he really is. And it's one of those things that I took during my time at Lighthouse to be reflective about myself. And you can't take yourself too seriously. I wasn't there to fix the world. It's one youth at a time type approach. Right. And it was great. And often it still works.
Often one baby step at a time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It takes time to build those relationships.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to talking a little bit more. One, about your journey.
Okay.
Both at Lighthouse and then your adult life.
Yeah.
Further adult life.
my old adult life.
But we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Lincoln and the surrounding area. Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts is now open at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G and ready to help you improve your general health. If you're experiencing pain, headaches, or any other issues, give Yin and Yang Acupuncture a call today at 402-480-1014 to schedule your appointment. For those struggling with deep tissue pain or just need an experienced massage therapist to melt the stress away, call Rune Wind Healing Arts at 402-601-9721 and schedule your appointment now. Visit Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts today in Lincoln at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. All right, fellas, it's January. You're setting goals, you're hitting the gym, but have you checked what's going on inside the engine? At Advanced Medical Imaging, the Wellness Within program makes it easy. They have different levels of preventive scans so you can choose exactly what fits your health goals, from quick baseline checks to full body insights. It's simple, it's smart, and it's all about keeping you in top form before problems ever sneak up. And the best part, you don't need a doctor's order. Just call AMI to schedule and make this the year you put your health on the schedule. Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Way out there where the sun comes up under the big red sky, I do life the way I love, with family by my side. I feel home with me, no matter where I go.
Proud of where we're from, excited for where we're going. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
I am Harrison Arns, producer of Ticket Weeknights and Weekends right here at 93.7 The Ticket. My favorite things to do in downtown Lincoln are checking out all the local sports events, whether it's basketball, football, volleyball, or even Lincoln Stars hockey. I enjoy it all because I get to experience one of the best sports communities in the country.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Now back to Be a Beacon with Lighthouse on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Had a little technical difficulties there with my headphones. It was because Sean was watching me.
I was critiquing.
I was feeling the pressure of a former coach.
Right. There you go.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your professional life, because you talked a little bit about what you did over at Ron Colin's.
Yep.
Colin Electric.
Yeah.
And then you left there.
Yeah.
And where did you go?
Oh gosh. I'm not sure I can do the chronological step by step anymore, but I've got I was just having a conversation the other day with one of our amazing warehouse guys who's a retired sergeant from LPD, and we were talking his time on SWAT and my time in at Lincoln Memorial doing coroner duty. And that was high school and college. So that was way back. That was kind of first step, because I thought that was going to be the career path. And so I've done that. I did life insurance for a really short period of time. I went, yeah, this isn't for me either. And then went back to Colin's, and that was really my small business acumen for a long time, and taught me so much, different parts of business. And then went into higher education, and that's what took me out to San Diego for a year and a half as campus president for Concord Career College out there.
Yeah.
And came back here and went to work for Nelnet. Kind of still stayed in the higher ed side. They needed someone that had the experience in for-profit education for a division that they had just acquired, and started out in that aspect for them, and then quickly moved into compliance and became their chief compliance officer for about 10 years, and was fantastic, and still have a lot of great friends over there. But that's also when Nelnet took a significant investment into Allo. And so I started working with a lot of those senior executives over there. So when I was looking for a change to get out of compliance, nothing horrible. It's just 10 years of, I mean, it's just the word just puts people to sleep, quickly. And so I started talking with Brad, and it was a perfect time to transition. And that was 3.5 years ago. So again, it's a little diverse, which is what I like. So it's the public and private partnerships is really about relationships, kind of what we've been talking about, right?
Absolutely.
And one of my key ones is Yuma County, Arizona. We're building what's called a middle mile project out there. That's been I've had oversight of that project since day one. And so it's building that relationship with the community, the government officials. And then I get pulled back into compliance and risk management and ethics, and
it's good to have that background, though, to be able to then
Absolutely.
guide and make for sure it's being a responsible project.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. There's some grant dollars tied to it, and you're keenly aware of how that works too. So yeah, it's good. It's been great.
So wasn't there a time in there too that you ran for some political office?
I did. Yeah, I was. It's one of the things that took me into higher ed. I was working with one of our local political parties, and pretty involved, but just on the administrative side. And then got the bug to run. I ran for city council in 2005, one of the at-large seats. So 3 seats are up at the same time.
No.
I was talking to somebody just the other day, reminiscing about that. There were 20 in the primary, 20 candidates. So imagine, sitting at this long table at a debate and just going down the line of getting 20 different answers, which you don't. You get the same answer from everybody. And, but that,
I want to be fiscally responsible.
Absolutely. I'm here for the people. But that the primary whittles it down to the top 6, and I made that cut. And then, like the sports analogy, I never moved out of 6th place. So, but great experience. And I loved going around knocking on doors and talking to people and listening, because that's what you have to do if you're going to be good in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to, you wouldn't be a head coach today. I won't run for office again either. For all the reasons.
Although we do have somebody close. One of my board members' friend running for sheriff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Jay's a great guy. And I applaud anyone that is willing to take on public office.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is not for the faint of heart. No. So, I keep hearing a theme, though, as you continue to talk about you progressing through your leadership and the things that you've done. Woo. We were talking a little bit about your strengths, and woo is one of your strengths.
Woo is
third place, right?
Yes, I know, Bill. It's first place for you, but it's third place in my heart.
But it is to me, it's an amazing one, because it is about getting yourself out there, and I think that's part of the reason why you're a searcher too. So you seek things out because you want to be a part of things. You want to be shaking it up and doing that, and I have to find that part of me and be aware of that. So I'm not trying to go too much outside of my norm. I'm a huge extrovert. I don't do so well sitting in my office behind a keyboard for too long.
Right.
It just doesn't work so well.
No. Yeah, it's absolutely right. You just reminded me of another thought that it resurfaced this week. Was one of my classmates was posting something, and I won't go down the political path on the reason, but he's like, why don't more people care about this? And I shared back with him. I said, I learned from Bill Avery, one of my favorite poli-sci professors at the U, and my degree ended up in political science. And Bill, for weeks, would just the mantra, beat it into our heads. Most people don't care about most things most of the time.
Yeah.
And it's so true until it triggers your care. And so that woo part to me is finding a way to trigger that care in people,
other people,
that engages them in what you're trying to accomplish.
I like that because that's what I do. I challenge people. I challenge your thoughts and you being comfortable in your own little lane, and I want you to think outside the box.
Right.
And I always tell people, you live in a box, everybody does, but how are you expanding the walls to include more of the world into it?
Right.
Because just being stagnant's not working.
And it shouldn't work. There's a lot of people that take that path and stick there. It's not for me. I wish more people would be engaged. You don't have to run for office. You don't have to do, 100 miles an hour, but get engaged.
Absolutely. And that's what we were trying to do with our 35th anniversary at Lighthouse last year, and with our intentional acts of kindness, is to do little things intentionally.
There you go.
To get people engaged, to understand in a different way, not only our kids, but the community, to just start looking for things in a different way. Heck, the whole point of the radio program is to build people up to be a beacon, shine your light for somebody else.
Right.
Doesn't matter how big it is, just make a change, do something that affects change in somebody else.
Absolutely.
In a positive way. So, so as you're going through, you've held lots of leadership roles. What do you think, if you could talk to your younger self and say, I wish you would learn this earlier, so you could, I don't want to say be a better leader, but be a more effective leader earlier in your career, what would you say to your younger self?
I think one of the key things in life is to be a good, really engaged listener. There's the old joke, God gave us, 2 ears and a mouth, and one mouth for the right reason. A lot of people don't, they chop off an ear and make sure
both.
Or both. Be an engaged, effective listener. Is probably the key thing that I would go back. My kids get these stories too often, but because I think life is backwards, right? And you should be born old with all kinds of money, and then just over years, over years you get younger, and you've got all the knowledge, and it all works, and it's perfect. So by the time you're 22, you've got life worked out, right? It's not that way, as we all know. And the challenge is when you're 22 or in Lighthouse, that age demographic, more likely you're 14 and you're trying to figure out life, and you think you're smart and you want to be smart. And if you just take the time to listen a little bit, and it's hard, trust me, I was there as a kid. We've all been kids, but listening to adults say, trust me. But it kind of goes back full circle in the conversation we've had tonight on building the relationships with those kids.
Yep.
And building that trust. So when you do say something, they are listening.
Yep. And it's about us seeing them and hearing them. And I think that's the most important thing. And I think that's what we do really well at Lighthouse, is we build our relationships based upon them. We don't tell them what we see. We ask them what they want to be,
right,
where they want to go, what they want to do. Even grades, it's like, what do you think appropriate is? What's your goal in this?
Yep.
I don't want to create something that is a higher expectation and you can't reach it and you fall short and then want to give up. That's not what we're here to do.
Right.
We're here to, how do we move forward? What do we progress to? So I have one challenge for you, because every time I listen to people now, I hear words that stick out to me. And one of your words was hard. And I always challenge people to say, replace that word hard with either a practice or a challenge. Because as a human, we'll take that on differently than hard. And I always equate it to, like, were you good in math? A lot of people say no. So what would you say math? It's hard.
Right.
So then you avoid it. Well, yeah. So you're not going to avoid something that you think is hard. So if you use that word so loosely, your brain starts avoiding it, and then you don't grow. And that's just important to me, to make for sure that I'm attempting to always look back and go, I haven't been perfect, only about 98.5%. But I always look back and want to make for sure that I'm reflecting upon what I've learned from it, what I can do differently in the future.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's all about, is learning. And it's also my third strength. Brandon, if you're listening, you see, it's just stuck in me now.
See how it works. No, I think that's certainly the adult side of life as well, as I continue to be a learner. The day we stop is going to be a sad day. So
yeah,
it's important. There's always something I can learn.
That's probably when I'll forget my own name.
Right.
So whatever. At that point, whatever.
Michelle will remind you.
Yes, she will. She'll give me a big sign.
That's right.
I'll be like, "What's lib?" So, do you know your strengths?
No, I do not.
Have you taken Strength Finders?
No, I thought it was free, so I probably need to spend the money and go ahead and do it.
It is not free.
Well,
but
sure,
we got you. No,
somebody pays for it, but it's free.
Yeah, we got you, Harrison.
That's right.
Either Brandon or myself will email you a code that you can do the assessment.
Yeah, I'm curious because how many categories are there? I know rank somebody 1, 2, 3, 4, and what your strengths are.
34.
Okay.
34 innate strengths.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
It'd probably be good to know what those are.
It is, because it's very enlightening if you take the time to really get to know them and look at, they call them hiccups or they call them blind spots. I call them hiccups, and being aware of how they can negatively affect and impact your life too is very important. So then you can be aware when you're working with people.
Yeah, that's good. Finding the blind spots could help. I got a good idea maybe what a couple are. But yeah, that'd be absolutely awesome. And I think it obviously works. I mean, the staff that you guys put together, you guys all seem to lean into those strengths once you identify what those are. And I haven't had a bad word from any of the Lighthouse kids. They all seem to really appreciate you guys. So that's working well.
We're very selective. You know, there are kids that get upset and they live in the moment. That's a part of being a teenager and an adolescent. So we're okay with that. We understand they're going to live in those moments. It's just helping them understand why they feel that certain way. And usually it has to do with triggers and stuff like that. So
I will, I know between Bill or whoever set you up with taking the assessment, a funny story. I don't want out the person because it's been probably 20 years back now, but we've used Strengths Finders or Strengths Quest or whatever you want, a different name that you'll hear it called, in at least 3 different places that I worked, which is great. But I worked with this guy who was director of, he was in the higher education area, and he so wanted harmony as one of his key strengths that he retook the assessment over and over again, changing his answers until he got, and finally did. I said, Gary, that's not how this works.
I'm glad you brought that up. So we're going to go ahead and go to break here, but we're going to talk a little bit about what that looks like on how you lean into it.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Scott Miller, Business Development Officer at Midwest Bank's Lincoln branches. As a lifelong Lincolnite with over 30 years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Husker Nation, the countdown is on for the biggest women's basketball event of the year, PAC PBA, coming up January 24th. This year, we're heating things up with the Big Red Beach Party. Watch your Huskers take on Big Ten opponent Illinois, decked out in your best tropical gear, with a specialty tropical drink in hand, all inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. PAC PBA is your tropical getaway right here in Lincoln. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/PACPBA.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at grazinggouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
We are out there where the sun comes up under the big red sky. I do life the way I love, with family by my side. I feel home with me, no matter where I go.
Proud of where we're from, excited for where we're going. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
All right, fellas, it's January. You're setting goals, you're hitting the gym, but have you checked what's going on inside the engine? At Advanced Medical Imaging, the Wellness Within program makes it easy. They have different levels of preventive scans so you can choose exactly what fits your health goals, from quick baseline checks to full body insights. It's simple, it's smart, and it's all about keeping you in top form before problems ever sneak up. And the best part, you don't need a doctor's order. Just call AMI to schedule and make this the year you put your health on the schedule.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, invites you to the Spring Equipment and Technology Clinic February 3rd through the 5th at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney. New this year, the planter and sprayer clinics are combined into one streamlined, hands-on event built around growers' time and needs. Get expert training on John Deere planters and sprayers on topics including maintenance, technology, and autonomy. Don't miss it. February 3rd through the 5th in Kearney. Visit landmarkimp.com/events for details.
Hey, Lincoln and the surrounding area. Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts is now open at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G and ready to help you improve your general health. If you're experiencing pain, headaches, or any other issues, give Yin and Yang Acupuncture a call today at 402-480-1014 to schedule your appointment. For those struggling with deep tissue pain or just need an experienced massage therapist to melt the stress away, call Rune Wind Healing Arts at 402-601-9721 and schedule your appointment now. Visit Yin and Yang Acupuncture and Rune Wind Healing Arts today in Lincoln at 1701 South 17th Street in Suite 3G.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and wow, what a year it was at Koppel. The Koppel family would like to say thank you for a record-setting sales year in 2025. Now let's start 2026 off with a bang. New GMC Sierra pickups starting at $12,500 off list or 0% APR. Also hot off the presses, new Terrain leases at $299 per month. That's right, $299 per month on new GMC Terrain leases. So please stop on in the store or online at KoppelCars.com. Stock numbers G138852 and G165184, $2,500 down with proof credit.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Comfort food, but make it vegan. At Rutabagas, they're serving all your crave-worthy classics. Mac and cheese, loaded nachos, Philly cheesesteaks, all 100% plant-powered and 100% delicious. Catch them at their cozy spot at 70th and Vine, or find their food truck rolling through the streets of Lincoln. So whether you're vegan, veg curious, or just hungry for comfort food with a twist, Rutabagas has a plate waiting for you. Find them on Instagram for their food truck location and specials. Rutabagas, where comfort meets compassion. Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Now back to Be a Beacon with Lighthouse on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back. This is our last and shortest segment, so we're going to have to do it, fairly quickly. But I do want to touch base on what you were talking about on the gentleman that was taking it over and over and over just to get harmony. Because like I was kind of sharing at staff meeting, each week, Brandon, our Strength Finders coach, goes over a different strength. And one of the questions I asked to my staff is, where's that located? for you, and how do you tap into that even if it's lower? What combination of strengths do you use? And the one I'm going to use is what I talked about off air, because it's the one that affects me the most, is my adaptability. And my adaptability is not extremely high, and it's the one that causes me a lot of pain and suffering because people usually want me to be more adaptable. So I have to tap into my learner and my arranger to be able to get to the adaptability, but I need time with it to be able to see how that works and how I can shift things around.
Yep.
So, but that's what we do, is try to get people to explore at that level, so then they can be more aware and how they're functioning both at work and then at home and wherever you're at. So
yeah, absolutely. That's great. Do the kids go through the program
Yes.
at all?
Yeah.
Do they?
So we have the mentor-mentee relationship. So the staffs have mentees.
Yep.
And so every mentee goes through that, and then they work directly with their mentor on what that looks like.
And you're going to know this. That's why I'm asking the question, because I don't know. As you grow in age, right, especially Lighthouse youth, at what point should they retake it because they're going to change over time, right?
I mean, typically they don't change necessarily. They'll change in order,
Right.
but your top 10 are usually your top 10.
They're going to stay there.
Unless some significant thing happens in life.
Okay.
Like divorces or
Right.
deaths or things like that really shift you in your soul and the way you look at the world, and
Got
it
it.
challenges you. So that's typically the way that it's changed over time.
Okay.
However, as a teenager, it depends on how you're answering that. And,
Right. Right.
so as a young adult, you're probably going to be more realistic with your answers and putting them in situations and answering more truthfully than
Yeah.
you are as a teenager. A lot of them are just trying to rush through it.
Right. Makes sense.
But we do get to see generally the glimpse of what it's all about. So it's pretty fun.
That's cool.
It's pretty fun.
Fantastic tool, I think.
To look at people and go, I bet you have this.
Right?
Just basically when you start to get to know people. And Brandon is a master at it. It's fun to watch him work. Like, he'll meet you. If he met you by the time we were done, he would walk out without knowing yours and probably hit 3 to 4 out of your top 5.
Wow.
He's really good. It's amazing to see.
That's awesome.
So how do we get you to be a part of Lighthouse again?
It's that 3-letter word. Just ask. I think that it kind of gets back to, what we talked about tonight. It's engaging people and triggering that care. Ask people to do things. And I think most times people are willing to help.
Good. I'm gonna find a specific ask and pull you in.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, again, I appreciate you being on, Sean.
Absolutely.
And Harrison,
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for running the board and being you. And remember, everybody, be a beacon for somebody.